So the thing that I want to get into, I'm from Las Vegas, born and raised. I am 28 years old, and really, my main question is, do you see anything on social media or in real life that other people, single mothers, I should say, because I'm a single mom myself. I was in a 8-year relationship with both of um, my children's dad, so they have the same dad. And I wanted to know if you had any advice for women who are single mothers and they're trying to step back into the dating world.
I know you are a single mom, but you don't always need to acknowledge that you are when you're going out to date.
Why not?
Men don't acknowledge it, so I don't think, women should. So I think you just
Men don't acknowledge that they're single fathers. I think when the woman asks, the man says it. So if the man asks you whether you are a single mother or not, you should say. You don't lead with it, or you should not hide it.
you just need to get yourself together, work on who you are, and put yourself back out there.
Okay, I like that advice. I think that personally, a lot of people that me personally, I'll just speak on me. When I first got back into the dating world or decided that I wasn't going to take any time, any more time, I should say, with my children's father, I realized I had to know my worth.
Yeah, before I go on though, I need to acknowledge that I got this clip from Charles Forte. I don't know how to pronounce Charles Forte. I'll leave his video and his own commentary in the video description below. So
My worth and my children, my history, my dating history, and the things that I did when I was younger and unexperienced doesn't define me. And
but they do though. You don't get to throw that out of the way. They don't reduce your value as a human being, but they affect your value as a high value woman. A woman who has kept herself pure is more valuable than a woman that has not. Let's not conflate the two categories. As a human being, you are valuable, that aside. But when it comes to young men who have not had children, who are looking for women to marry, you may not qualify. And you should accept that fact and move on. It doesn't demean you as a human being.
not only did I want to ask for your advice, I wanted to encourage any other ladies who are also, single mothers. Like you said, you do not have to accept that as your identity.
But you are. You should accept it as your identity. It's something, except you are trying to say your children are not people. They are people. You need to acknowledge the fact that you are a single mother. So don't lead with it. Tell the guy if he asks about it, but don't go on day one of your date. It's like, before we start this date, I'm a single mother, so you should know me and my children will come as a package. That one will just chase the guy away. But you should go along with the dating ritual, and if conversation reach that level and you be like, oh, who are you, and you explain yourself, blah blah blah, you introduce yourself, and you then say, okay, I'm a single mother, I have a daughter, that one is fine. How it comes into the conversation, I don't know. Don't lead with it, but at the same time, don't hide it. Finish.
I don't make that my identity. It's just, it's easier to relate to other women when they go through what you go through or maybe something similar. So
So is it bad? If it's bad, why don't you call it bad? I don't imagine a father will say being a father is not my identity. It is your identity. If you're a single mother, you're a single mother. Sure. What did they try tell us? They try gaslight us or waiting. I beg what they move on, Joe.
I appreciate you saying you don't have to acknowledge.
And again, if you're a single mother, it doesn't mean you can't find happiness. You can't find somebody that you don't qualify to find somebody to marry. You do, but you do not qualify to classify yourself as a premium person anymore. You're no longer premium. Premium has left the room. Doesn't mean you are substantial as a human being. No, in the dating marketplace, you are no longer premium. So you don't go and be asking the same things that virgins ask for. No, whoever is coming into your life now will have to settle. The same way you yourself, you too have to settle. Finish.
Acknowledge that. And it's not you're hiding your children. Because I did see that a lot too, on TikTok. People were saying like, well, I don't mention, I think Shira said, I don't mention having kids. And it's not that it's a lie. If they ask you if you have kids, then I guess if you're comfortable, you can share that, but you don't have to make that your personality, because I do feel like a lot of men will look at you and say like, oh, she's a single mom, she has 2 kids, let me offer her less. And you know,
He's not offering you less. He's just being realistic.
my experience, just because I've had bad experiences, I won't let that tell me that I'm not worth what I feel that I deserve.
And who gauges that? Is it you? Or is it the person that is settling, that's trying to get you into his life? I'm not saying because you are a single mother, that means a guy should not court you normally. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying a guy should treat you less. Far be it from it for me to say such a stupid thing. You are a human being. But for you to say, I don't identify as a single mother, so before we start dating, before we get to another stage of our relationship, you have to wine and dine me. You cannot take me for coffee dates. You cannot just come to my place and chill, blah blah blah, whatever requirements people give. You don't have the ground to make such demands. If you see somebody that will meet those demands, you most likely will not like that person. There are people like that that will meet your demands, your criteria, but you most likely will not like them. Why? Because they don't respect themselves. A man who sees a single mother does not go into that relationship thinking that, whoa, I've hit a jackpot. No. He goes there being realistic. Either he has his own children, or he can never land you on a normal day when you are single. There's no way in his lifetime he can land you, because if he can land you on a normal day, he can definitely land another lady that has no children. So most likely going to be a man that you don't like. So he's going to weigh his options and be like, okay, I can deal with this, I can't deal with this. The only other thing that will make you outstanding is your persona, your virtue. If your virtue is outstanding, that's another thing. But saying a man bringing children into his life that he did not bring forth himself, thinking that that will not be a burden to a man. I'm not saying your children are evil. Please stop. No, they hear waiting and they say, whether you like it or not, a human being entering into another human being's life is a burden. The only difference is the person taking the burden either invites it or bears it. They are two different things. It doesn't change the fact that you are a burden. The children are burdens. Whether I like it or not, I was a burden to my dad. But what is the difference? He loved me. He provided for me. He made sure I was in the right condition, health, mental, school, everything. It doesn't change the fact. If you're enjoying this video, please leave me a like, share the video if you are enjoying it so far, and subscribe. We need your support. It's small for you, but it's a huge thing for us. Just a button away. Click it.
It sounds like you know, and you kind of have an idea, and you don't kind of lean into it when you go out. So that's good.
Yeah. And I guess if
I felt she said a lot of things that were incoherent. Well, you people might say I also said a lot of things that were incoherent. So let's move on.
I'm allowed to, can I ask any encouragement that you have for young women who feel discouraged, you know, because right now there's a lot of propaganda about, oh, you know, you're a single mom and you have kids and this, that, and the other. How dare you have any standards? You know, once you feel that you've healed.
Who is this fictional person that is saying all these things where you just say now? Say you can't have any standards. Nobody says that. People just say you should be realistic.
Why is it that you don't, you know, the society, I should say, isn't accepting to a woman learning from her past and turning her back on bad decisions and wanting better for herself? You know, like, what's your advice for those women that deal with those type of men? Because there's a lot of it.
A reformed thief that everybody knows has stopped stealing cannot then come to society and say, shame on you guys for not ignoring my past. Nope. There's a reason why we don't ignore your past, because it is not the right thing. And if we easily accept it, it sends a bad message also to the next generation that, oh, Auntie X, Y, and Z did it, and she came out unscathed. Now she's celebrated. Maybe if I do it the same way also, I will then come back and turn a new leaf and they might celebrate me also. Nope, we don't want more of this. It is shameful, and The thing you should do more is to just go and cover your head in shame for the sin that you've committed, or rather for the evil that you've committed in the past. Doesn't mean the outcome of your sin are sins. Your children are innocent, they are pure. But what you did was bad. So we should not celebrate it. The day we start celebrating it as a society, that's the day we start to die. So it's not propaganda, it's just human nature and reality check.
Especially with the Kevin Samuels thing going on.
Yeah, but if you consume that content on a daily, then that will become your reality. I'm not saying a lot of the stuff that some men will say isn't true. I'm not going to say that. But if you consume it, then you're going to live in a bubble. You're going to stay home. You're going to believe I'm never going to find someone. No one's ever going to love me. I'm never going to find anyone. You're just going to lock yourself away.
I agree. I agree. I personally, I stopped subscribing to, and it wasn't, the For You page will kind of like throw little things out at you and see if you'll listen to it. So I'll listen to see what they're talking about. And then when I get the idea that it's like a mom bashing or, whatever it is, something that's not productive to your confidence or your self-esteem, I will get off of that. Like I'll hit not interested quickly. Like I'm not going to listen to that.
Right. My question too always is to the ladies and to the guys. What is your life like in real life? So when you're not on social media, are men approaching you? That's my question to you. Is the reality of your situation different from what they're saying online? That's how I like everyone to look at it.
Her advice is kind of true. You don't judge your life based on content you consume online. But the question is, if the content that you're consuming online is actually pointing to your reality and it's chastising you, it's correcting you, and you see that it is true, what is the recourse? Do you keep being in denial, or you look at your situation and be like, okay, I need to make amends in here? No, because what I'm just seeing these two ladies do is agree. They are both blowing smoke up their skirts. I think the other lady is trying to be nice. I'm not sure if she is doing it to deceive the other lady. She's just trying her best to be nice and trying to get her into a positive mindset. But the problem with trying to get people to be in a positive mindset all the time is you might see danger and ignore it, and they will end up suffering in the long run. It might feel good for now, they might feel good for a week, but their reality still hasn't changed. So you don't want to leave people in that state. I tell my family members, I tell people around me, I prefer that you hate me and you succeed than you like me and your life remains the same. That is just me. Some people will say I'm not nice. Fair enough. But what nobody will come and tell me is I am nasty, that I am rude, that I am any negative this thing. No. I will honor you. I will respect you. I will treat you like a human being. Even the people outside, the gate men and everything, I will treat you like human being. But I may not be nice. Niceness is not a metric that benefits you. So please, I want people to succeed. I want people to be well. I do not really care about how you feel at this moment. I pray your feelings, your good feelings, you will share it with your husbands, with your wives, not with me. I don't know you. I don't need your love. Don't love me, but I will tell you the truth.
Forget what people say to you, call you this. They could say anything about you. But when you leave your house, what is the reality?
To answer your question, yes, men do, approach me. And I think when they hear my standards for myself, it's, I don't have a ridiculous expectation for people that's unrealistic for even myself. I give grace to everyone because I'm a human too. We all have, we're all humans. However, yes, they do. But I do think that once they learn that, especially this is more common with men without kids. And me personally, I'm not a fan of dating men without kids just because I just don't think that, number one, I don't.
If you're not a fan of them, then why are you still trying to date them? Or even why are you giving them audience? The reality, based on what I am hearing now, is you're not getting the attention from them, even as you want them to give you that type of attention. They are not giving you the type of attention that you want. You're getting attention, but not the type that you want.
I don't want to have any more kids. Okay, so I know that about myself. And
so ask yourself, how will a man, whether he has kids or not, Why would a man bring a woman into his life and he doesn't want kids? Why? What reason will that be? What benefit will that be to him? I'm not saying there's no benefit, but the benefits are low. So if the benefits are low but the demand is high, why should he meet those standards that you think you deserve? We don't know those standards yet. But for men to say, nope, I am not jumping this hoop, it doesn't mean the standards are high. It just means that for the situation that you are in, that we are in, there is no children coming out of this. I don't plan to marry you. The hoop is not worth jumping.
I don't want to set a false expectation or leave room for someone to get into something that they think that they're going to get something that they're not. But yes, my reality is different from online, and so that's why I also said I wanted to encourage a lot of other single women, because we're in this chat and we're listening and we're having these conversations, and sometimes it looks different for us. So I just wanted to hear from your expected, from your perspective, what you advise. So I really appreciate that.
Yes, you're welcome. And again, like you said, your real life is not what they're saying about or talking about online. So just lean into.
But she just said her real life is exactly what they are talking about online. Am I missing something here? What did happen here? She just told us that it is not working.
Into that, you know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And
It's like going to the hospital. Doctor, I feel bad and they are telling me I have malaria, but I know I don't have malaria. And the doctor tell you that, do you really feel like you have malaria? Yeah, but sometimes it shows that I have fever, but I don't think what they are saying makes sense because I do not have fever. And doctor say, yes, good for you, good for you. You don't have fever. You can go. Don't listen to what they are saying. I feel like, doctor, don't kill this person. Doctor, don't kill this person. For people who don't know what malaria is, it's a common disease in the tropical region caused by mosquitoes. They carry a parasite called Plasmodium. So moving on.
Anyone else that's in the comments that can relate, or maybe not, just have an open mind. I thank you, Ashley, for having an open mind and having an open platform for ladies. Like they're
Is it Plasmodium? Sorry, I don't give the wrong information. Go and Google it.
saying, oh, she needs to vent. We all do sometimes, but this really isn't about venting. It's just I wanted to hear from another woman that's wise, about a different array of topics. So this is just one of them. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Ashley, for
You're welcome,
letting me on.
beautiful.
Have a great night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
This girl came in saying, I have questions, I have problems. She came and she preached and said, instead of asking the question, she gave us answers. Then left and said, thank you for giving me answers. Anyhow, though, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys on the next one. If you feel like I missed her point totally, please let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Help the channel. We need your comments. Until the next time, I will see you guys and gals next time. Bye-bye.